I don't think so. I think with the first 15 minutes they were good, they were looking good, but I don't think you'd be too pleased with that performance, because as I said, it just slowly started to fall away. They allowed Hanoi to get themselves back into it, and I'd expect Bin Dong to show a bit more intensity, a little bit more aggression in the second half.
Pedro shown his close control in that first half. 7 or 8 juggles on the head in the centre circle, and it was a firm challenge. Looked like a whack on the shin.
It was Tan Chung that just went into Anduk there. It was late. Heard a big loud appeal from Nguyen Anduk there. Tan Chung immediately holds his hands up. Escapes a caution.
And we have seen the direct approach from Bin Dong. Ali Rabo looks like he's lining one up into the box, and it was a great delivery. Pedro with a header, comfortable though for Van Kong.
Yeah, straight down the middle, straight to the goalkeeper. Doesn't cause him too many issues, but that's good there. I mean, it's a lovely driven ball in by Ali Rabo, and Pedro, he does well there just to get his head on it. Ideally, you'd like him to be guiding it towards the corners of the goal, but of course easier said than done.
A warning sign for the hosts. Du Hong Dung. Ali Rabo away. Trong Hoi. Le Tan Tai now. Van Koyet. Phai was waiting, headed away by Benjamin.
I love that little flick from Hong Dong there just to get Van Koyet free down that left hand side. So Bin Dong earlier with that opportunity. Hanoi here responding with one of their own.
Again, it's to that near post. No chances taken. Trong Hoi. He's going to have another crack at it, Van Koyet. It's a good delivery. Benjamin wasn't sure.
It does look like they've just had a bit of a change in shape here, Bin Dong as well. They've pushed Pedro up front, up alongside Anduk. Moved Van der Luis out onto this left-hand side. It signals to me that they're going to be looking for some longer passes in there.
Pedro up against Tran Van Kien.
Surely gone out of play there. Don't think he's been very effective at all on the left, Pedro.
Moses. Another sloppy pass from him. Le Tan Tai was dispossessed in a promising position. Strong in the air, Hang Tien Duk. Phai to Quang Hai. Going to win back possession from Ho Tan Tai. Quang Hai putting pressure on.
Well, they don't really have an outlet down the left here, Bin Dong. It's Pedro, for me, looks a little bit more comfortable in that centre forward position, being asked to do a job down this left hand side here, just for his work rate, putting in a shift down the left, able to track back, help his side out defensively, but in attack he doesn't really offer that much down that left hand side. Perhaps no real surprise then that Most of Bindong's attacks are coming down the right here with To Van Vu.
I was asking an awful lot of Pedro. Tentai getting the thumbs up. Strong from Ali Rabo. To Hong Dong. Pedro bringing it under control. He has the close attention of Tran Van Kien.
He's done incredibly well there. Papa Mafai just touching it back to Van Dijk, although they have lost possession. A little bit of a shame. Couldn't quite develop that attack, Hanoi.
It's a live wire, To Van Vu. Through towards Fai now. Offside.
Yeah, he just started his run a little bit too early in that situation. Pao Mafai.
And Louise. Solid with his back to goal there. To Van Vu. It's useful again, but Pedro went too soon.
Again, it's just game getting disrupted by mistimed runs. But Passes and Hanoi will take as long as they possibly can to get things going again.
Ali Rabo so effective in the air. It's been another solid performance from him, and I almost cursed him horribly. It looked like it was short for a moment. The pass back. And Quang Hai does brilliantly well to win the ball back. And he was caught out, Ho Tan Tai. He was caught out horribly.
He knows. He's agreeing with the referee, saying that it was a foul. It was a free kick. Not a penalty, free kick. Happened outside the area. Well, that's good work by Quang Hai. Showed good tenacity again. So I say another one of those underrated aspects of his game there. Just really wonderful work rate. Pounces on it. Forces Ho Tan Tai into an error. And then into a concession of a free kick here. Let's have a look at that. It's quick to shut him down, quick to close down. What an opportunity would have been as well if he'd been able to get through into the box.
You wondered for a moment if Quang Hai was going to be in the conversation to take the free kick. He certainly has scored some iconic ones with that left foot of his, but the captain may well have his say as well. The left of Quang Hai, the right of Van Kuyet. Certainly two individuals you would want standing over the ball in this kind of situation. Referee having a stern word with Fai. Does look intent on hitting this Van Kuyet. Nguyen Van Kiet to hit into the wall. Moses follows up, didn't get hold of it.
Not an easy distance really to take a free kick from, to try and get it over the wall and then back down again. So he decides to just try and go through the wall. Obviously the wall doing its job. What is that to do? Holding strong. Blocking that one away.
Pedro was looking for the knockdown from Anduk. There's that Route 1 approach.
Just slices right across the ball there. Moses Aloya doesn't catch it well at all.
Pedro just about keeping the ball in. Tran Van Kien. Lovely play from Hanoi. Van Koyet finds Fai on the left foot. Big chance. Not taken.
Lovely work by Hanoi. Wonderful football from them. I mean, have a look at the dummy here just to get it into the path of Van Koyet. And that creates a bit of space. That run of Van Koyet just drags Ho Tan Tai across with him. It's a poor attempt at goal from Omar Fai. He is under pressure from Tan Tai. Of course he is, but I mean, have a look at this. We'll say it took a bit of a bobble, but he probably should be at least trying to get that one on target.
Second very presentable chance for the big man up top. Just got early on in the first half.
I just feel like that's not really his best position there, playing up top as a centre forward.
Well, that was asking the question, wasn't it? Pedro with a huge chance, cleared off the line for Bin Dong.
Well, there you go. Sit back, you think you're in complete control, and the ball comes in over the top there, and you need a goal line clearance to get you out of trouble here. We hope that it's woken up Hanoi a little bit.
Luis, I think it was Tan Chong on the line. Heroic stuff.
Let's have a look at whether he crosses lines. It's a deep ball there. Goalkeeper gets caught in no man's land.
Would have been very scrappy indeed.
Yeah, it's a fantastic clearance. It's a wonderful, wonderful clearance from Tan Chong. We saw a similar sort of clearance from Carl Walker in the Community Shield late on in that game. People were raving about that. Let's hope Tan Chong gets his moment of glory as well.
Could be absolutely pivotal. Would have been on course for extra time had it not been for that intervention. Anduk has had a very quiet game, hasn't he? And not a great surprise that he's substituted for you, Roshan.
No, not a surprise at all. I think they're looking for more mobility here from Tien Lin. See if there are any changes to the way they set up here. It's Hanoi. Lovely ball in behind to Van Dijk.
Hairy moment at the back there.
Well, it's such a strange one because it almost seemed as if Bin Dong's defenders had just stopped for a moment there, thinking that Van Dijk was going to be flagged for offside.
Did seem to hesitate as well, Ho Tan Tai, didn't he? Perhaps recently booked, didn't want to dive in. Starting to come alive, this second leg affair. Quang Hai with the left foot into a dangerous area. The goalkeeper spilt it and Fai has scored. That could be huge for Hanoi FC. His 8th goal in the competition. such a sharp eye for goal.
Well, he was quick to react to that one there. Quick to pounce on that. And it's good work, just to put the goalkeeper under pressure as well. Off that first header. Well, we're definitely not getting extra time now. Again, it's quality from Quang Hai, but have a look at that again. I think it's Tan Chung that causes all sorts of issues for Tan Trong, the goalkeeper, who should really be dealing with that a lot better. Put that down to a goalkeeping error. It's completely loses his concentration in that moment. And Omar Fai is on hand to pounce. Simple finish in the end.
It's that striker's instinct though, isn't it? Some players, they do have a knack of just being in those positions. Talk about strikers being able to smell a goal. Did you ever play with players like that? Because he's had two fairly straightforward misses not on target in this game. I know you don't really rate him as an out-and-out striker.
No, I don't rate him as an out-and-out striker at all. And just 5 minutes ago I was saying I don't think that's his best position. I still don't think it is. I think he's better playing off someone else.
The goal tally,
like an Oseni, for example.
The goal tally is quite impressive though.
It is impressive. It is impressive. I put that down to playing off someone else and having that freedom to then sort of attack spaces. I think when he's sort of up against a central defender in those situations, as we've seen with Benjamin and in the first leg against Ali Rabo as well, they've been quite comfortable dealing with his movements from a central striking position. For me, I think he's a lot better when he's playing off someone. That's where he finds spaces a lot better. Well, credit to him there. He sniffed that one out really well and pounced on it and gotten his 8th goal of this AFC Cup campaign.
Quang Hai now, they smell blood in the water, Hanoi. Van Koyet has Fai in the middle to aim for. It was an important intervention from Benjamin because Do Hong Dong was there as well.
Don't go outside, don't go outside.
Artistic work from the cameramen here in Hanoi. He's certainly come alive in this latest passage of play, hasn't he? This is a big chance, and it could have been Tan Chung getting his reward for two big contributions in this game. The clearance off the line, the challenge on the goalkeeper that created the goal, and for a moment there you thought he might have his name on the score sheet.
Well, have a look at this. I mean, wonderful couple of touches here from Tan Chung. It's a central defender. You can see what he's trying to do, trying to bend it into the top corner there. Takes a deflection of Ali Rabo. And Tan Chung again, perhaps shaken by that mistake, concedes another corner here.
Quang Hai just lurks unmarked on the edge of the box. He's seen by Van Koyet. Didn't quite have enough on it to reach him though. Foul by Moses on Le Tan Tai.
Well, that's Moses' game. And I think from a defensive point of view, where he's broken up attacks really well. He's had to commit these little fouls when he's had to, just to break up the momentum of the game. He's been there to win second balls. Not the best in possession, but he does a job for his side. That's what he's there for, just to break up opposition attacks. You see another long Bin Dong ball end up in the arms of the goalkeeper.
Going back to Van Hao. Van Hao. His long ball headed away. Now here's Fai. They do have men forward here, Hanai. Clyde tried the cheeky back heel. To no avail, but the attack is still very much in flow. Pedro upended there. It was Van Dijk with the foul. Seem to be enjoying themselves a little bit more, Hanoi.
Pedro there in that situation again, having to drop deep, help out. And Van Dijk is charging into his back there.
Under Luis. Useful pass into the path of Pedro, but out came Van Kong, confident. Van Hau. And Coyet touchline hugging now. Van Hau continued his run, crunching challenge from the defender there, and well, those fans certainly have more to cheer about at the moment. Van Coyet, beautifully worked to Van Quang Hai, saved. Oh, and the chance was still there. The link up between Van Coyet and Quang Hai has been so deadly at times.
They're a disaster at the back at the moment. Bin Duong. Hanoi FC just creating opportunities at will almost here. I mean, have a look at this one. This is beautiful. Quang Hai in acres of space. No midfielder from Bin Duong tracking that run of Quang Hai into the box. Then it's a mix-up there between Dien Duc and his goalkeeper. I think the first touch, he would have liked it if he was just a little bit further out, away from him, from his feet rather.
Player of his ability, got to be scoring from those positions, Roshan.
Yeah, I'd say so. Still hasn't scored in this campaign.
Bit of confusion there as the ball pings off the referee. It was a heavy touch from Pedro in the first place. The referee sees fit to award a drop ball. To the 70th minute now. 2-0 aggregate scoreline for Hanoi FC. The onus very much on Beckham X Bin Duong to be a little bit more adventurous. They need goals to claw this back, and that will inevitably lead to more openings for Hanoi FC, who would have certainly talked about the eventualities, and a passing side like them, they do thrive on space. It could be a very engaging final 20 minutes here.
I haven't really seen enough from Bin Duong in this game to suggest there'll be too much of a threat in these closing stages. See Kebe coming on here.
Substitutions for Hanoi Football Club. Player number 29, Van Dijk, replaced by player number 38, Papa Ibu Kebe.
Will be Kebe coming on for Van Dijk, number 29. Really good shift. Kebe initially down this, starting on down his right hand side. We just see him swap positions with Omar Fai, perhaps.
A little bit crowded for Bindong in the middle of the park. Ali Rabo needs to sort out his footwear. Might be struggling with an injury.
Just feeling a little bit of cramp perhaps there in that situation. Ali Rabo decides he needs treatment. Well, if Hanoi show the sort of control we've seen from them in the competition so far in these last 20 minutes or so, should be going through as ASEAN champions. Here's another look at that. Again, Tan Chong does really well just to get up to challenge for that ball. We just have a look in that situation. Tan Chong will say, you know, where was my protection? Should have had a defender following that run, but he's got to do a lot better there. He's got to claim it or just punch it away, go through the player. Makes an error, makes a mistake, and Omar Fai's there to pounce.
Will be a tough test should they see this through, Hanoi, if they do take on the Turkmenistan champions Al Nasir. Do you fancy their chances?
Hanoi, yes, I think they're good enough to go through all the way into the final of the AFC Cup to come up against a West Asian side. Of course, it's going to be another step up in level coming up against Al Nasir, a side who are very familiar with each other, very familiar being at this stage of the competition and latter stages of the AFC Cup, or the recent format of the AFC Cup anyway. And it's a team that has grown together. You know, that Turkmenistan side has got, it's almost sort of the Turkmenistan national team, Al Nasir. So we're coming up against this Hanoi side, and it will be a challenge, but this Hanoi team certainly has the quality and the ability to cause issues there.
Certainly been making all the right noises leading up to this one of how seriously they are taking the competition. And they should have big ambitions dominating Vietnamese football, and perhaps we'll see them playing in the AFC Champions League proper in the not too distant future. Pedro's up. Looked a little bit unaware of his surroundings.
We've also got Abahani coming up against April 25th in the other interzonal semi-final. April 25th, of course, looking incredibly strong in this AFC Cup campaign, as they usually do.
Keba was asking for the ball on this near side. Tantai has given the ball away. Here is Keba now. Going to show what he can do. Tran Van Kien. Hong Dong into Fai. This is tidy now from Hanoi FC. Do Hong Dong once more has threaded it through beautifully to Keba, who has Van Kuya in the middle. Didn't have the quality on his delivery. Trung Hui away. Things are opening up a little bit as we predicted. Pressure from Keba. Ali Rabo goes long. Pedro hasn't many options. And how useful to Fai. Fai 1v1 with Ho Tan Tai, who is on a yellow card.
Dong getting ready to make another change here. Pedro is looking like they'll be coming off.
Substitution for Bình Dương Football Club. Player number 19, Pedro Augusto, replaced by player number 5, Nguyễn Xuân Luân.
They're going to push Ali Rabo up front here as they bring Xuan Luan on.
Do Hung Dong threading one through to Van Kuyet. Keba's on the far side. Phai just holds his position. To Quang Hai into the grateful gloves. Bui Tan Trong.
Again, it's a nice move from Hanoi there. It's confirmation of that change. Xuan Luan comes into central defense. Push Ali Rabo up top.
Spectators. Thank you for your attending.
Ali Rabo now showing what he can do as a centre forward. Certainly got the presence. And that looked like Trong Hui, who was up for the header.
It was a nice little layoff initially from Ali Rabo. Just to play it out onto the right-hand side. Get himself in the box there.
Ali Rabo, early cross, and what a dangerous ball it was.
Again, another really good ball played into the box there. He's just saying, where were the runners? Van der Louis should have been attacking that ball into the 6-yard box there. Certainly caught Hanoi's defenders off guard. Caught his own teammates off guard with the quality of his turn and his ball into the danger zone there.
Well, that's a couple of very presentable opportunities for Quang Hai.
Yeah, this is a space that's created for him there, making that late run again from a deeper position.
Tidy. Trong Hui. Van Hao did well to dispossess To Van Vu. And a fairly solid game, Van Hao. Phai tries the back heel.
Well, you mentioned Van Hao there having a very solid game, and I think that's exactly right. I mean, him and Van Ken, who are usually very involved in Hanoi FC's attacking moves, usually very involved in their passing maneuvers. They haven't been involved too much in attacking areas in this game, and I think that was because of the obvious setup from Hanoi, and obviously not having to be the side that takes the risk, not having to push players forward there. They've just set back a little bit more and said to the likes of Quang Hai and Van Quet and Papa Phai, just say, we'll sit back, we'll try and hold up the space, you guys go and try and create something for us up front.
Van der Luis had a presentable opening, didn't he? And it was that man again, Ali Rabo, who's causing some problems.
Van Tuan again with a lovely challenge in there. It was an important challenge as well that had to be made. As Venemin also goes down. I think it's just cramped, thankfully for Hanoi and for Van Tuan. It's just cramped, but Ali Rabo, I mean, it's a lovely pass into Van der Luis, who has that space. But have a look at this challenge, crucial challenge from Van Tuan coming in. Just has to stretch across, recovers really well after being beaten by that first pass. It's good play from Van Tuan once again.
Final 10 minutes of the game, and Hanoi starting to sense that this is their night. This is their ASEAN Zonal Final. Bragging rights in Southeast Asia up for grabs. found yourself in that position where your team has had to throw up the big centre-back at centre-forward?
Of course. Of course we have. You throw out the big centre-back, and it's usually a sign of desperation, you know, in those moments where perhaps your coach has run out of ideas, your team in general has just run out of ideas of how to break an opposition side down, and you just go, let's throw the big man up top. It usually doesn't reap its rewards because, you know, you don't really train for the situations, right? In training, you've got a game plan, you've maybe got a plan A or plan B, and you know, this usually happens when teams are really desperate, when coaches are really desperate.
Desperate times then for Bindong. Time not on their side at the moment. Ali Rabo proving himself useful in that position. Good work from Lutantai. To Van Vu. Strikes. Comfortable for Van Kong.
Well, the thing is, for Bindong, Ali Rabo is winning pretty much everything in the air right now, which is something, you know, Anduk, who's a natural striker, wasn't doing. As you see this shot come in comfortably, claimed at the near post that Anduk wasn't doing, Van der Luis wasn't doing, Pedro wasn't able to do because he was pushed out onto this left-hand side. So, I mean, when you've got natural centre forwards not being able to win it in the air like that, I guess you can understand why the desperation sets in.
Looks like cramp is an issue again. The stretcher's coming out, which is not a good sign from Hanoi FC perspective. Van Tuan was the one suffering a few minutes ago, and that was in the wake of that heroic challenge up against Van der Luis.
I think he's had a very good game for Hanoi, Van Tuan. I think he's what he did really well was to keep track of the runs of Van der Luis when Van der Luis did try and pull himself out into those wider areas, try to hold it up for them. He was always in there. He was always able to read those longer balls from Bindong out from the back. He's worked incredibly hard and deserves a bit of a break here as he gets replaced by Dodo Iman.
Pretty useful player to call upon, Dodo Iman.
Player number 16, Nguyễn Thành Trung, replaced by player number 28, Đỗ Duy Mạnh.
Van Kong will be in no great rush to take this.
Cầu thủ số 28 Đỗ Duy Mạnh vào sân.
Van Yamin strong in the air. Here's Keba, using his body well, goes down under the challenge of Trong Hui.
Tay nó còn đeo chịu tranh nữa thôi.
A real professional job done here from Hanoi FC. I mean, just the way they've dominated the game, they've controlled things here, controlled space as well, controlled the tempo of the game, and then got that goal that really put it out of Bindong's reach here.
Du Hong Dong getting hacked. Frustration, perhaps, from a Bindong perspective.
Yeah, what a good player he is as well. Another really talented footballer, Hong Dong, and one who can play in several positions and doing a decent job here for them in what looked like an advanced midfield position here for Hanoi.